What's up, guys? Z-Farls here with MLB The Show 16 Diamond Dynasty. We're going to start with a pack opening here. Opening day. This was the Deluxe edition, so our first pack comes in. You'll see in the top right-hand corner, we pick up some items, and David Ortiz off the bat. First baseman, going to be nice for us, but obviously have to DH him as he has no speed in the game. Literally, I think, 0 speed. Probably sell him or see who else we pick up. As we open up our next pack, we get a Sterling Marte. He's going to play in left field. And then we pick up Hall of Famer Rod Carew. It says first base on his item, but he's actually going to play second base. So 2 really nice opening day packs to kick off our lineup. A legend who we'll maybe consider moving. And then in our next pack, Anthony Rizzo. He's been popping up all over the place. 92 overall first baseman. So now we have 2 first basemen, so we'll definitely move one of those guys. But really nice start to the infield here in Diamond Dynasty. Here we go with the gold sponsor pack, and now these are just items you can apply, I believe, to your created Diamond Dynasty item or any player that you have in Road to the Show. So we won't really be using too much of those. We might make a guy, we might make a Z-Farls, we might make a Kenny Powers, we might make the dude from Rookie of the Year, Henry Rowan Gardner, but, you know, we'll probably stick with real players. We get Francisco Liriano, starting pitcher, left-hander. That's pretty nice. And then you have to open up the bundle, so we actually are going to open up each pack, and then we'll go through these. This game right now is PS4 only. We've been booting it up over the weekend. We've played some gameplay. We've started a little bit of Road to the Show, but right now we're just getting into these packs, and we're going to see who else we can get to round out our team. Now, one thing that this mode does pretty well, as we have kind of a not a great pack there, is the ratings are dynamic for certain items in this mode. In Diamond Dynasty, you'll have a guy who has a good matchup on a certain day. He might be a 70, he might go up to a 75. You might have a guy there who's a 68, go up to a 75. But then you might have a guy like who's a 76 go down to a 70, and that will affect who goes in your lineup, who you'll want to play that day. So that's an interesting wrinkle. The other thing you'll have is, like, if Anthony Rizzo has an MVP season, or Mark Teixeira, who's an 81, who we just pulled, another first baseman. You know, at the end of the year, Rizzo might have started at a 92, but he'll finish at a 96. So players will go up, so you'll want to try and predict who's going to go up and who will become a diamond by the end of the season. Looks like Elvis Andrus at shortstop right there, and Johnny Peralta also at shortstop. So we're rounding out the infield right there. We just need to add a third baseman to our game, and we should be looking pretty good with Rod Carew and Rizzo. Still looking for a few more starters. Now, the way that it chooses your starting pitcher is it just randomly selects from one of your 5. So you do have to kind of have 5. So here we add Gio Gonzalez. We already have the Liriano, and we're going to open these other packs here. So now we have a couple guys where you want to have at least 4 out of 5 really good starters, so you give yourself an 80% chance that you're going to get a starter you want to use if you're going to play somebody head-to-head. There's a lot of legends in this game. I've seen Goose Gossage. I've seen throwback players like Alex Rodriguez, multiple versions, his rookie version, you know, Mariners edition, rookie. You have Javi Baez here. You also have, you know, the Texas Rangers version of A-Rod at his peak, and so forth. So there's a lot to explore inside this mode. There's collections for each team. You need to pick 25 of the 40 items available for each team. So it's a really dynamic way to play this game. You can, like I said, you can level up an individual player. You used to be able to level up a whole team. Now you can just level up one guy, I believe, but he can play any position. You can feed him cards. You then have Evan Longoria come in at third base. That's the guy we needed right there, 85 for our squad. So you also have the new Battle Royale mode, which is a 3-inning game where you pick 25 players for your team, and then it's a round-robin style tournament. Then there's also one other thing called Conquest, which I've heard is you have fans in your area, you can send them out, then you play a game. You basically, it's like Risk mixed with Civ. Another Johnny Peralta here in the lineup, but there's another really deep mode, or I don't know if it's deep, but it's a new mode at least, this Conquest mode, so we'll be checking that out. This is all inside of Diamond Dynasty style modes. along with just a sim modes and then just a play now live. So you have those stats. I think is probably the day-to-day ratings that fluctuate, and then the over the season ratings that go up. Lot to do inside Diamond Dynasty. I know that fast items are at a premium. Players like to steal bases, and bunts are pretty popular that you'll see in this mode. So we're gonna look for good relievers. We're gonna talk with top players in the community. We're gonna get some ideas of some good sleepers. We're gonna pop some gameplay on the channel. If you guys are interested, let me know. If you want to see certain matchups, certain modes, certain teams, I'll play a battle royale probably tonight and try and get that on the channel for the weekend. So packs have cooled down a little bit, but overall I feel pretty good about where our team is. Like I said, it looks like it's gonna be Longoria, Elvis Andrus, Rod Carew, Rizzo. We need to get a catcher. I'd like to get a center fielder. I've looked at Jacoby Ellsbury as one of my targets, and we're going to have to get a few more outfielders. But overall, I feel pretty good as Franklin Gutierrez kind of closes things out for us. We've got 3 packs left. We'll see if we can hit anything big to get this thing out. But this is MLB The Show 16. Been playing some UFC, been mixing it up. Hope you guys are enjoying a little bit of different content on the channel. And like I said, we'll try and get some gameplay up. We can get some tips. If you need tips, I have one of the best MLB The Show players available on here, so I can get some tips from him. There's Edison Volquez, so that's our 3rd starter. So now we have 3 pretty solid starters, and we'll get 1 more on the auction house to give ourselves a good chance. We'll get you some tips and tricks, some gameplay, and some more pack openings coming up later this week in the show. Anything else you guys want to see, holler at your boy. And that is what we've got in our packs. We'll go ahead and give you a lineup update soon. Z Farls out.